He want my panties off. I tell him touch this. He wanna fuck this. He wanna suck this. Even on FaceTime, yeah, I fuck around and make him bust quick. I'ma just bend it over. I'ma just gon' bring my back down. Ooh. What's up? It's your girl Bad China, and I'm locked in with Legends on the Rise. I like it up down.
So, Miss Bad China, where are you from?
I'm from Goodport, Mississippi, right by all the water and the casinos.
Okay. So, what was life like growing up in Mississippi?
Around the time I was growing up, I was outside. All my friends would come over, we'd be on the trampoline, and we just really had that child life. Like, we played outside, and it was fun. Like, we really enjoyed it.
Gotcha. So, are you still currently living in Mississippi?
No, right now I'm currently living in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay. And how did you end up in Huntsville?
I went there to become a cheerleader at Alabama A&M, and ended up majoring in environmental science.
Okay. So, how you like it in Huntsville?
It's pretty cool. I like it. It's a lot of support down there, but I feel like it's time for me to go ahead and pick my next location.
Gotcha. So, you said you went there as a cheerleader. How long have you been cheering?
I've been cheering for about since I was like 5. I've cheered at middle school, high school, so probably over 15 years.
Over 15.
Yes,
Good deal.
I love it.
So, how'd you get off into music?
My dad did music, and a lot of times we bonded by doing music. So instead of me saying, I miss you, or I want to go over there, I would say, let's get in the studio. And the first time I went to his studio and actually recorded something, I was kind of in like the first or second grade. It was around Katrina.
Okay. So, tell me more about that. You remember that first song that you recorded then?
Yes, I did 2 songs, and I was just like rapping. And I remember I brought it back to my folks, and they loved it. It had so much energy. I might have to let y'all hear it when we leave.
Okay. You remember the
For
name of
sure.
those songs?
Miss Kiki, that's all I remember. That's what I went by when I was younger.
Okay. So, you went by the name Miss Kiki?
Yes.
Gotcha.
That's what everybody know me by on the coast.
Gotcha. Now, is your dad still in the music?
No, he's working right now. But I'm sure if we went to the studio, he'll still, hop on the track.
Oh, so your dad had those bars.
Yeah, he did. He was a little ratchet. He had some hype. He had some music that probably could have took off, I'm sure.
Gotcha. You remember the name of the group or the name of the?
Cutlass Boys.
Those the Cutlass Boys.
Yes,
Okay.
Cutlass Boys.
Guys out of Mississippi as well.
Yes, he had a song called Ride With Me. I'm going to try to ask him to send it to me because I got to hear it again too. I looked it up on YouTube, but I couldn't find it because, YouTube wasn't jumping like that then.
Right. So you said you cheered at A&M. Did you also graduate? Did you get your degree at A&M?
Yes, I got my degree in environmental science 2019 last fall.
Gotcha. As we were talking offline, it seems like you have a lot going on. You have your own brand. You're cheering. You've modeled before. So tell me more about you in your modeling career. How long have you been in modeling?
I've been modeling since high school. After I took my prom pictures, I kind of just networked with different photographers, and we'll do trades. And we just come up with different ideas. And I got my standard couple photographers, and they're like very willing on letting me try anything I like to try. I love taking pictures. I like how you could take one image and turn it into something completely different.
So I hear that you have your own brand and you have your own line of merchandise. Tell me more about that brand.
Yes, I just dropped my brand. I'm so excited about it. It's called Foreign Hustle, which means that my hustle is in every different way. While I was cheering, it was kind of hard for me to work, but I did. I worked I was a bottle girl at 3208, which also led me into seeing how different artists perform. So I was just like, I gotta keep hustling, and you could hustle in many different ways. So I feel like my hustle is foreign, and my hustle might not be your type of hustle, but you get it how you get it. So that's why I want the name of Foreign Hustle. But I have a line of handbags right now. It's different colors. And a lot of people have been supporting me, so I'm very blessed and thankful for that. So if you have a brand and you scared to jump, just take that leap. People will support you. You can't be afraid. Because
Gotcha.
if you don't do it, somebody else will.
Agreed. So I know you've been doing music a while. Your father motivated you, but there were also some other things that happened that motivated you and inspired you to rap. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, like, I don't know, music is always an outlet for me to just be myself and put down whatever I want to say. So last year I ended up having a miscarriage, and I was just lost for so long. I didn't know how to feel, and music kind of led me back into remembering who I am and what I'm here to do. And that nothing, like, nothing can stop you. Like things happen all the time, and you just gotta keep going. So
That
I
was
don't know.
also something happened with one of your family members,
Yeah,
right?
my aunt Rosalind, she ended up passing away 2 days after my birthday. And she called me a week before and told me happy birthday. And she's always just been such a great soul. She always was like the black sheep of the family. Like she would see things that other people wouldn't see. And that's how I feel. No one really sees where I'm going, but I'm still determined to get there. And she always loved my music. She always pushed me. Like she used to like play my music at her meetings, so it used to be crazy. But I'ma always go hard for her, and I got her name, and with my son's name would have been tatted on my arm right here, Rosalind and Baby Canaan.
Gotcha.
So they always with me, and I'ma forever go hard.
And as we discussed, you were kind of like doing a video or something around the time that happened, right?
Yeah, around the time that I announced my pregnancy, I had a video coming up, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna stop, doing my music career just because I'm gonna have a baby. Like my idea was to keep going forth with everything. So right after the music video, I had a ultrasound, and it was like they didn't see anything in the set. So I was just happy that I kept doing what I had to do with the video, because what if that would have stopped me? Like, what if being pregnant would have stopped me from shooting my video? So it was kind of, I was happy to see the video come to light even after all of that happened. It kind of made me a little bit happier. But I understand like everything happens for a reason, and you can't let anything stop your hustle or your flow.
Gotcha. So after you started, back with music and you've overcome some of those challenges, do you remember the first song that you recorded in the studio?
Yes, the first one I recorded, I haven't even released yet, but it's called Bag, and it just tells about, you know, how regardless of what happened, I'm still on my bag. Like I'm still getting to the bag, and it's so how ironic because I dropped the bag line. So that's something you definitely want to check out. It's coming out soon. I also got a major artist on it. Like she been popping her shit too. So I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the music that you have out currently. What are some of the songs that you have out now and some of the visuals that you have out as well?
One visual I have out now. It's called Options. I did it with Boss Man Monte. He also recorded the song, and it's basically talking about how you have options and you gonna do what you want to do. You get what I'm saying? It's a dope visual. That was the first one I shot, and then I just shot one with D Rogers. It's called Rich Six, and this one is my favorite video because we plotted it, and it's like my vision just spit out just how I wanted it. And it's ironic that it starts with us walking into a restaurant and us leaving and ending up in a bedroom, but in all actuality, we would have left and went to the studio. But if we were in the studio, that's the mindset that we talking about. So we imagining each other being in the bed. So a lot of my videos, I want to play with mindsets and imagery. I want to pull it to life like it's a movie.
Gotcha. So tell me about that Rich Sex song, because you told me that song almost didn't happen, right? That video.
Man, Rich Sex, it took a minute for us to put together, but it came together. So we got it shot and we got it done, and I was excited. What It took a minute for me to drop that one. That's what happened. I had to keep going back, engineer some stuff, but it came together and it popped. And it's doing real good right now for me to just be promoting it by solely by myself.
Gotcha. But you told me there was something that almost stopped you from doing that video, right?
It was the other one, the options video. That's when it came down to the miscarriage. And before that, I was supposed to shoot that video at my house, but my mom, she's like OCD phobic, so she didn't want anybody in her space, so we couldn't shoot it. So I got into it with her. I messed up my makeup, but me and her have a better understanding, and she support my music 100%, like 100%. She my biggest supporter.
Right. So there was an incident that kind of happened that almost prevented you from doing that song, or something that happened when that song was getting ready to be recorded, the video dropped,
Yeah,
right?
what happened was about 2 years ago, I left the club and we went to the studio, and I got drunk. I was just lit in the studio, and that's how the Rich Six started popping. Cause I don't usually just talk like that, but something different just struck out. So I went in there, we made the song, and everybody started liking it because I was talking something different than I usually would.
Gotcha. So what music do you have that you're working on currently? Do you have any projects that are getting ready to be released?
Yes, I got a couple songs, but I'm more so focusing on singles. So I'm about to put out 4 singles, and they're all gonna have visuals to them.
Gotcha. So, who are some of your motivations and aspirations? Who do you kind of model yourself after? Who kind of motivates you to rap as it relates to artists?
Artist wise, I really like how Jacquees came in and he kept going. Like I remember seeing him at a show in Mississippi, and it's just so crazy how I really just watched his growth on YouTube. So I really like his vibe. I like his music. Regardless of everybody saying how he be, taking other songs, like he grinding. People gonna like it or they gonna hate it. And I like Nicki Minaj. She's one of my favorite artists. But I'm also into a lot of throwback music, 90s. So Aaliyah definitely, she gave me the vibe. Like I wish she was still here right now because I know she would have knocked a whole lot of people out the game.
Gotcha. So, when is your next project being released, or do you have an idea of what's your next project?
Yeah, I'm taking over February 2021 for sure, hands down. Like all platforms, all areas. If you ain't been watching me, you gonna be watching me. And if you want fucking with me, you gonna be trying to fuck with me.
Gotcha. So, what's your creative process? Do you write before you go in the studio? Do you freestyle? Do you already have your tracks? Tell me a little bit about your process.
My process, I try to listen to a beat. I go to the studio, I listen to some beats. I might hit a blunt a couple times, and I just try to find a melody. Like I'm not really too big on just rapping. I like melodies, so a lot of the music that I'm about to start coming out with are kind of R&B based, more so singing
Gotcha.
versus just bar for bar rapping.
Gotcha. So, tell your fans or those who want to aspire to be your fans, how can they reach you on social media? How can they find your music? How can you be located?
You can find me on all platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at LuvChinaDoll. That's Luv China Doll. And if you're looking for my music, you can catch me under Bad China. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. And we're going up all 2020 and 2021.
All right. So, I heard you say love China and bad China. So,
Yes.
tell me about that love bad thing.
Okay, so it all started out with Luv China Doll, but I had to drop the doll because I'm at a point in my life where I'm not sweet no more. I don't consider myself a child. I've been through some things and I've seen a lot of things. So Luv China is, the smooth cat, R&B artist, but Bad China, that's the one that just dropped this song with D. Rogers. She gonna pop her shit. So if you look in the book, know who you trying to book.
Gotcha. Well, we appreciate you coming by chatting with us today, Miss China.
Appreciate you. We locked in. Legends on the rise.